Yeah, women would like to be paid too.
No, I know that. But guys, we get really weird about it. I don't think you guys get as weird about it.
Yeah, there's some power dynamics going on there. That's probably why. So the Falcons signed Marcus Mariota after trading Matt Ryan to the Colts. But they have the number 8 pick in the draft, and Marcus knows it's possible they could pick up a quarterback. He said, this is just an opportunity. If things work out, hopefully I'll be here for the next few years. If it's not me, it's okay too. I've been in this situation before. It's a control what I can control mindset. I have no ego. I can be an ear and listen. The teams are going to do what they're going to do. If they do draft someone, I'll give as much advice and knowledge as I can. If not, I'm ready to roll.
That's nice. That's a guy with perspective who's been in the game. He was a franchise guy. They move off him. He's a backup guy. I know somebody that knows him down in Orange County. Nice kid. He's a great guy. He's a guy that understands, you know what? I can make a 7-figure living being in these quarterback rooms. I can start, I can bridge, I can back up.
It's a 2-year, $18 million deal. Almost $19 million deal.
That's pretty good money.
It's nice. It's a nice deal.
You can go to Whole Foods in the produce section regularly.
You can go to Erewhon with that. With that check. So he's a bridge quarterback. Like, that's what it is. I like the self-awareness of the situation. I think it lowers the temperature in the room.
Yeah.
Teams appreciate that. You'll get more opportunities when your mindset is where it should be.
When he's healthy, he's capable.
Absolutely.
It's always
capable,
been a health thing
but
for him.
It's a perspective thing. Like, if you bring in a bridge guy and he's like, no, like, I'm really the starter, and is driving a hard line about what his role is with the team, that can cause problems when you have a young guy come in. This is obviously a bridge situation. The Falcons owners have talked about it being a bridge situation. Yeah. But I also think it's on organizations to be openly communicative with players when they bring them in.
Yeah.
Where was this? Chicago. The Andy Dalton thing.
Oh, boy.
It's like, who cares about Andy Dalton starting? It's nonsense. You have a young guy. It's just it's complete nonsense.
So they screwed that up.
That's on you for telling Andy Dalton he should be the starter. Now you have this obligation because of this promise that you've made him.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little bit more cutthroat when it comes to the business side of things. That's why I like to have stuff on paper. Your word's nice. Can you put that on a piece of paper that we can both sign so that I can take it to a lawyer if you decide to change your mind? That's what a deal is. But that's where I think these organizations get in trouble. You make promises to Andy Dalton about being the starter, and then you draft a young quarterback.
You got to be up front initially. If you want to lie, do that later. But initially, you got to be up front.
I think you should just be transparent. This is their business, too. They understand how this works. I just think, when you tell players stuff that it's not true, you set everyone up for failure, and then it causes drama in the organization. So Tom Brady retired for like a month and realized he was coming back.
Yeah.
In a recent interview with ESPN, he talked about how he felt there was still a place for him. He said, I know I don't have a lot left. I really do. I know I'm at the end of my career. I wish I could go forever, but it's just not. And football comes at too high of a cost now. But I wanted to give myself and my teammates and our organization another incredible opportunity to accomplish something that we'd all be very proud of.
Yes, he is. I thought when he faced Matt Stafford last year twice, and this is not a knock on Tom, Stafford was better. Why does everybody struggle?
I think this is not the whole story.
Well, it's not the whole story.
Because Tom Brady is way too calculated of a person.
They're pounding the table. This is outrageous, ridiculous that we and Arians did not get it.
I think the Dolphins thing with Sean Payton was a deal that was in place. And when that fell apart, that changed him staying retired, or caused him to be retired, and then he changed his mind. I don't know what the timeline of all of it was, but I just don't believe that Tom Brady was like, I'm hanging it up. He had an MVP level season, still playing at a super high level. It was a little surprising that he did retire, and especially with the timing of the news for him to come back. It's just it's very clunky for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So there's something else to it because he just is too calculated with all that. But he's under contract with the Bucs for the rest of the season. I do think he will retire after this season. And now that Bruce Arians has moved upstairs and everyone is set up for the future, we'll see how it plays out. So the Seattle Kraken, I love the Seattle Kraken's
great logos,
logo and branding, announced yesterday that Marshawn Lynch and rapper Macklemore have joined their ownership group. So in a press release, Lynch expressed his excitement in joining the franchise. He said, I've been a part of a lot of things, but this is something I never would have imagined. Being a part of the Seattle Kraken is something big for me. It gives me another chance to get a ring after helping bring the first NFL one to the city. And if you thought I was going somewhere, Seattle, I'm here, stand up. And then there was a viral video of him riding the Zamboni.
I was going to say,
does he... the facility. It's so good. He's like doing donuts. Here it is. It's so good. The Starbucks Zamboni. God, that looks like so much fun.
You know, I'm from the Northwest. I have to watch one of their games.
I feel like I might wreck that thing, though. He will also be a big part of the NFL's Hockey is for Everyone campaign. And he's also expressed interest in shadowing the team's CEO to see the ins and outs of the hockey operation. But hockey games are a good time.
Oh, they're a great time. Order a cold one. My wife loves hockey. She's from Detroit, Chicago area.
A cold one? It's cold in there.
I know, but just beers and hockey.
A whiskey.
Oh, that too. Yeah,
a nice old fashioned.
Sneak that in.
I made the mistake of, I went to the winter, what is the outdoor game that the hockey does?
Oh,
Winter Classic. At Yankee Stadium.
You went to that?
The week of the Super Bowl in New York. It is the coldest I have ever been in my entire life.
Yeah.
I got a cold one. I got a beer and it froze. I was miserable. It was way, way, way too cold. So I should have got a whiskey and worn an extra puffy jacket. But this is awesome, and that video is great.
Good stuff, Joy, with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd.
Fox Sports analyst, 11 years in the NFL. So here's my thing with Drake. Is he a 2? Now, he's coachable. He wants to be great. He works hard. He played basketball, so he uses that butt to box out. You can see his basketball prowess on the football field. Hard to bring down. I don't know. Doesn't separate for me. Not really a burner. Do I put him in the slot? What do I make of him? You worked him out.
He can pretty much do whatever you want a receiver to do. He can get down the field. If you watch USC's games, and Drake had a broken leg, so the first month and a half, we couldn't get on the field. So all we did was do mental work. And I'm watching the games. There's 2 or 3 guys on them. Oh, don't throw that. Oh, great catch, great catch. Like, quarterback, why'd you? Oh, that's another great catch. He made so many contested catches. That he does naturally. He was born with that gift. Where I come into play is teaching him how to create separation, teaching him how to beat press coverage, understanding spacing and distance. And mark my words, he will have 0 problems getting open and creating separation in National Football League. 0 problems. You don't see a guy his size getting in and out of his routes like that. You just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't want to run. People think he's a little bit of a pain in the butt in the pro day because he wouldn't run. A lot of these guys, let's be honest. The pro day can be a little bit of a beauty pageant. And if if you're not a great lifter, you don't want to lift. I go back to this all the time. I like production over traits. USC had this kid named Michael Pittman. He was productive. He was productive on special teams. So to me, Drake London's productive. That's what I think. That's what I see. So if you can scheme him, that's my takeaway. Is that fair?
Yes, and the thing is, run the 40, you're coming off of a broken leg. You're rehabbing that. Everybody had 8, 9, 10 weeks, maybe more to train for the 40. He didn't have that at all. His main focus was, let me rehab this broken leg, and then what really matters, let me get better as a football player. And that's what he did. And he'll show everybody. I can say this and I can say that. He's going to have to go out there and do it. And as long as he's working with me and whoever else, he has a talent, he's going to get it done.
What do you do if you're Arizona? I was told 2 years ago that listen, he liked baseball, he liked football, he doesn't love getting hit. He's not your classic leader. He can be a little aloof. There's a dad presence. There's some things they had to work through. They weren't non-starters. I mean, you work through them. I would sign him. I just think he's unique. And he's special. I can't unsee what he can do. But what do you make of all the public stuff? And I won't sign, I'll hold out. What do you make of all of it?
It's unnecessary, really it is. Ultimately, if I'm the Cardinals, I want to make this work. Say what you want about Kyler Murray. Look at the Cardinals' record before they drafted him.
Yeah.
They had the first pick for a reason. The Cardinals are sitting here acting like they're the Chiefs or the Rams or something now. Like, Kyler Murray has made them a significantly better team. Just go look at them before Kyler Murray. And is he handling this the right way? Absolutely not. He's in his feelings. But as players, when you see other guys get paid and you feel like you're on the same level and your team is looking at you as if you're not, that hurts you. That affects you a little bit. And he's gone about it the wrong way. But the Cardinals, they're handling this the wrong way as well. Go look at your franchise and your organization before him and look at him now. You tell me, why are we winning?
I also come into this a little bit. I had Meta. Remember Meta was on the other day? Meta Sandifer piece. Our test. My bad. And he said something that was really smart. He said, we're kind of moving into a new time here. Guys always made good money in pro sports. Now some of these NBA guys make like $35 million. And he said, they're not, it's a lot of money, and now they're making $20 million a year on top of that with shoes and $15 million in Instagram. And he said, we're just getting through this process. And I said this the other day. Big Ben was a pain in the butt. Aaron Rodgers, a lot of drama. Kyler Murray. You're not going to get everybody to be Brady. Not everybody's going to be Russell Wilson. Some of these guys, it's generational wealth. It's a ton of pressure. And so I look at Kyler and I'm like, yeah, Aaron's a pain in the butt too, but I'd sign him. Can we just now say that some of these young guys, we've thrown a ton on them, and some of them, they're just kind of figuring their way through all this money and fame?
When you look at the amount of money guys are making, it seems like